world's tallest building, a slow drive up fashionable Fifth Avenue through the heart of Manhattan, by the rush of energetic people, the nerve center of New York. Then, this is the perfect starting point for an ultra-modern adventure. When you fasten your seatbelts, you realize your dream is unfolding. Leaving the new world bound for the old, the skyscrapers tell a story. But not the real story of New York. For as futuristic as the Empire State Building and the other pinnacles of progress are, New York is a city rich in history, nearly 350 years old, 4 times as old as our city of destination, Tokyo. Today you travel in high style. Everything for milady's comfort. And a flight to the Orient is quick and easy if you go in circles. Yes, people are beginning to find out that the shortest distance is the great circle over the top of the world. Over Washington State and the great Northwest, by majestic Mount Rainier, the greatest glacier peak in America. You're never more than an hour from land this way, so there is seldom a scarcity of scenery. Here along the Alaskan Range, Mother Nature puts on a big production as gravity slowly pulls the huge white glacier columns over steep resistant rocks. You'll keep this picture a long time. Mother Nature remains artistic, composing a symphony in white, dropping clouds from the sky to blend with the snow-capped peaks. Flying to America's great organized possession of the frozen North is an added adventure for the modern traveler as we put down in Anchorage, Alaska. The same fun-loving spirit of the early Yukon days still lives among the Alaskan pioneers of today. And by the looks of things, a few recent prospectors have struck it rich. Anchorage, with 11,000 people, the largest city in Alaska, well deserves to look like any other city in the United States. Their stalwart iron horse of yesterday seems like an ancient relic to the traveler of today. It's off again, now on the last lap. Out over the North Pacific, not far from the North Pole. You're only 16 hours out of New York, but more than halfway to Tokyo. And it's time for a snack party in the clouds. It's an easy, restful trip, even going to the other side of the earth. A pretty girl bids us good night, though it's daylight outside. Now in the land of the rising sun, you begin to look for sacred Fujiyama. There it is, one of the most beautiful conical volcanoes in the world, lifting its white cone 12,400 feet to the heavens. To the Japanese, it's a beacon, a landmark, a spiritual inspiration. Only 60 miles from Mount Fuji is the capital and largest city in Japan, Tokyo, third largest city in the world. And we land here for an unforgettable experience. get a red carpet welcome, and excitement rises as you step off on the land of color, charm, and courtesy. Otherwise, the travel pattern is the same old routine. When it comes to paying visa fees, the Japanese exempt all tourists from the United States. The city itself is unlike any other place on earth. It's everything at once. It's east and west, old and new, good and bad. Maybe we'll find out how it got that way. It's not even 100 years old, but in only 2 generations it has become a world metropolis. You can almost see it change before your eyes. The big reason is demokurashi, democracy. You can see the American influence in their clothes, even on their street signs. Along the Ginza, the 5th Avenue of Tokyo, the department store stalls peddle everything from snake powder to fine silk. A shopper's paradise with $1 worth 360 yen. The bustle of business on Sunday surprises the tourist, but the shops are open all week long. Cinemascope is a world traveler too, and the familiar sign is like a word from home. Tokyo has built back up bigger and better than before the war, but the new Western look steps aside for the tourist as the old and Oriental steals the show. This is the Torii, holy gateway to sacred grounds. This is the famous Heian Shrine in Kyoto, ancient capital of Japan. An ornate Shinto shrine copied from the first imperial palace of Japan. And here is the largest wooden building in the world, the Grand Buddha Temple in Nara, also the capital of Japan in 710. Elaborate designs dedicated to Buddha. At the Kasuga Shrine in Nara, 2 young Shinto nuns pay their respects to their honorable ancestors. Many Japanese girls still favor their colorful native kimonos and depend on their parents to select their husbands. In picturesque Nara Park, you see another side to the Shinto religion, the tame deer that roam around the Kasuga Shrine. Divine messengers, they're called, and their big, pathetic eyes are nearly always good for a handout. They wet hands and mouth at the deer fountain before entering holy grounds. An old story of good against evil is told by the lion dance. And now the climax, the Grand Buddha of Kamakura, who by some miracle has withstood time since 1252. Like the living Buddha, he serenely watches over his changing generations as the modern travelers come and go.